Is that something that you agree with, Shivani Kapoor, that every party was a beneficiary of the electoral bonds, so the impact will not just be on the BJP. Now we know the numbers that you constantly put out every 6 months, every year tell us that the biggest beneficiary is actually the BJP. So will it have an impact on the upcoming elections or not? I don't care about the voter sentiment for the moment. I just care about the money that funds elections.
See, the money for the general election 2024, whatever money they wanted, they needed to collect for themselves or for the campaign of the whole strategy of, Lok Sabha 24, that they have already done. I mean, it is only 1 month left for the next election. Okay. So, nothing major will happen as far as the money part is concerned. What should have been done was that if Supreme Court would have just given that judgment maybe 2-3 years back, or maybe first time when we had filed the interim application during the 2019 Lok Sabha election, maybe then this would have made some difference. But for this particular election, the money has already been collected by the political parties. But yes, it is a landmark judgment. It is a great and a bold step taken by the Supreme Court of India in this day and age. And for the next elections, at least for the future elections, for the future assembly elections, at least something can be done. I mean, this unchecked, unregulated, anonymous, funding, at least this will be stopped. But that doesn't mean that the whole system of political funding is now very transparent and accountable. We still have to think about the system which was already in place prior to 2017, before the electoral bond scheme had come. We have to think about that as well. We have to also think about the fact that there is unlimited election expenditure of political parties. There is no CAG audit of political parties' account. We also have to think about the fact that 20,000, donation below 20,000, they don't need to be given by the political parties in their statements. So donation only above 20 and 20,000 above, that has to be given. So political parties do that. They always say in their statement that they have received funding below 20,000, like BSP has been doing that for a very long time. So all these issues are still there. But nevertheless, this is a landmark judgment indeed. Okay. And the electoral bonds and unlimited anonymous corporate funding that needed to go, and it has gone now.
No, the fact is that pre-2017, before the electoral bonds came in, the election funding process was rotten. And of course, the electoral bonds, there was a question mark about, about its constitutional validity, and the Supreme Court today has called them unconstitutional.
Yes, yes. See, the lacuna in law is still there.
Before 2017, it was rotten, and post 2017, it became compromised. So, Sulaiman Mohammad Khan, it's almost like you will never have a system of political funding that is completely clean. I think all of us will just have to accept that. But do you think the judgment has come way too late, 6 years too late? Because जितना पैसा election लड़ने के लिए political parties को चाहिए, खास करके BJP को चाहिए, वो तो उनके पास already आ गया है. Everyone knew that the verdict is going to be today. The verdict was reserved when? It was reserved on November 2nd. So I'm fairly certain all the money that needs to be collected has already been collected. So this election, it's not going to change the fortunes of the Congress party or the India Alliance or the BJP for that matter.
Shreya, I must say first of all that better late than never. I think it's a welcome step. We are wholeheartedly welcoming on behalf of the Congress party the judgment of the Supreme Court. And why we are so happy and welcoming this judgment, for the reason is, from the very first day since 2017, we have been opposing this electoral bond scheme, saying that it will bring, it will be opaque system, it will bring corruption, it will be a means, to have commissions and corrupt money transferred to the party in power through this legalized electoral system. And then the resources of the country will be plundered by the, cronies of the close friends of the Prime Minister, crony capitalist. That is what we have been saying for past 6-7 years since the scheme came. Yes, if Supreme Court would have pronounced this judgment 4 years back or 5 years back, it would have been better. But see the amounts, what Supreme Court has reflected, 9,190 crores of electoral bonds which have been donated to the political parties. Out of those 9,000 crores, 6,564 crores to one party. That is the BJP. What is the quid pro quo? The question is, the mines, the ports, the airports, the natural resources of the countries have been given to the cronies by the Prime Minister and the BJP at the throwaway prices in lieu of these 6,564 crores. These are the questions.
I have a counter argument.
And Supreme Court put two very important questions. Shreya,
I have a counter question. Why? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Supreme Court said whether these amendments will violate right to information under 19(1)(a) of the Constitution. Supreme Court said yes, it is unconstitutional because it is violative of the fundamental rights. Second question Supreme Court said is that unlimited corporate funding violates the principles of free and fair elections. Supreme Court said yes. That is what Modi ji wanted. Unlimited corporate funding not to have a level playing field for all political parties. BJP, the party in power, will get everything. Other party will get a lesser share. It will not be a free and fair election. And see the opaque nature of this scheme.
No, Sulaiman Mohammad Khan's fact is, if you look at the way India votes, Mr. Khan, now hear me out. Look at the way India votes, right? Look at the way India voted last time. It voted for the BJP. We have to accept that. Now, corporates come from, from this milieu itself. And corporates feel the BJP is a better party in the party in the center. They bring stability to the country. They are good for business, and we'll give them money. So, usme kaun si badi baat hai? Why are you saying level playing field gets disturbed here? If as a corporate, I feel that I want to give my money, to the BJP, and I'm getting a tax rebate for it, and I'm getting stability, why are you saying there has to be a quid pro quo? आप आइडियोलॉजिकली भी भाई किसी को डोनेट कर सकते हैं दैट आई बिलीव इन दिस पार्टी मैं इनको डोनेट करूंगा
बिल्कुल करें आई बिलीव श्रेया जी इंडिया इज अ वेलफेयर स्टेट and to my understanding the constitutional guarantee is there should be equal distribution of wealth or you want or the corporates want that all the wealth is accumulated in 1% or 2% people of the country and the others starve and die with hunger. That is what has been happening in this country. Richer are getting richer.
No, Mr. Khan.
Poorer. That is what
that's fine. That's fine. Let's not talk about that right now. My limited point, Mr. Khan, is that is not the fight that needs to be fought on this particular matter. My limited point is it's my money and I can choose who I want to give it to. You can't tell me कि मैं 100 rupees दे रहा हूँ तो 50 rupees मुझे BJP को देना और 50 India Alliance को देना. It's my money.
Yeah, very right. As a businessman, I will give money to a party who is going to benefit me the most. So BJP is benefiting the capitalist cronies, these industrialists. At whose expense? At the expense of general man, general public of the country, the poor, the suppressed,
so,
the oppressed, the backwards, the Dalit,
I don't know why we use the word industrialist as a gali. No, Mr. Khan, we can't use the word industrialist like a gali. Bhaiya, they are citizens of this country. They give employment to many people. Yes, they are rich, but being rich is not a crime.
They are good for the
Anyhow, I think Mr. Hegde wanted to come in.
No. I am saying they are good for the growth of the country. But few hand-picked people who are looting the country, taking the share of others, that is the problem. That is the problem, madam.
Can I come in?
And the problem is what Supreme Court has said.